Hello guys, welcome to Balkishore Premier Academy. This is Ajit Kumar and we are moving to next lecture, which is boundary condition. So in electromagnetic theory, boundary condition plays a great role, that we have to basically find out what is the electric field or magnetic field components in from one medium to another medium. So suppose we have to find the relation, basically like tangential component in medium 2 of electric field will be equal to tangential component of electric field in medium 1. Similarly, normal component of electric flux density minus normal component of electric flux density in medium 1 will be equal to surface charge density rho s. So basically what I am trying to tell you is, suppose a wave incident from here to on this surface like z equal to 0 and propagates in medium 2, right, from medium 1 to medium 2. So basically what will be the tangential component and what will be the normal component? Similarly, what will be the tangential component and what will be the normal component in medium 2, that we can find out. And if we know the tangential as well as normal component, then we can find the total electric field or magnetic field by just adding them. So basically we have to derive this relation and we will try to stick from medium 1 to medium 2. So whenever there is a source which is incidenting, you have to consider that one is from medium 1 and where it is reaching, so that will be considered as medium 2. Alright, so let's move to the derivation. So suppose this is the surface which is z is equal to 0 and we have an incident wave which is E1. So that I have separated it in terms of tangential component ET1 and normal component EN1, right. Similarly, it has propagated in medium 2, and whereas ET2 and EN2 was the separate components of E2, where medium 2 is having epsilon 2 and mu 2, their permittivities and permeabilities as well as their relative permittivity and relative permeabilities are epsilon R2 and mu R2. Similarly, for medium 1 it is mentioned as epsilon 1 mu 1, epsilon R1 mu R1, right. So we will try to derive the relation based on Maxwell's equation that we know. So already we know that closed integration of E dot dl is 0. So if we take a small loop which is A, B, C, D, right. So in this we have a curve of A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A. So we will try to integrate this and we will find out what is the electric field that is circulated in this. Now we will see one more thing is, this is delta L, the length of this rectangle, and delta W the width. Now if we make sure that delta W goes to 0, then it will be a surface, that is the interface between medium 1 to medium 2. So right now I have kept delta W quite big, but you just assume that it is reaching to 0, then it will make sure that it is just on the surface. So what we will do, we will try to find out A to B. So what is happening, E dot dl, so E dot, right. So in the medium 1 what will happen, E T1, right, into delta L, that is the component E dot dl. So E tan1 is the component this side and delta L is the component. Then A to B is done. Sorry, this is actually medium 2 ET2, so it will come as ET2, right. Next we will take BC. So what will happen, E dot dl, so we will have delta W we are considering 0, so it will be 0. Similarly C to D, so C to D is in opposite direction, you can see, so it will be having what, minus ET1 dot dl. So that will give us ET1 dot delta L, and D to A will again be 0 because W is considered to be 0. Now adding all these 4 integrals, we will get the value of closed integration E dot dl, which will be equal to 0. So from this guy left side we are going to get what, ET2 delta L minus ET1 delta L, which will be equal to 0. So from here we are going to get ET2 is equal to ET1. So from this relation what we are seeing is, the tangential component of electric field on the interface is continuous. That is, there is no change in electric field once it moves to medium 1 to medium 2. Alright. From the same relation we can utilize for magnetic field. So for magnetic field, what will happen? We have Ampere's law, H dot dl is equal to I, right? Now if you see H dot dl, so similarly dot product will do, and we will see the normal components will, this direction it will become 0 and this direction only will remain same. So it will give us HT2 minus HT2 delta L minus HT1 delta L will be equal to I, the total current, which can be considered as HT2 minus HT1 will be equal to what? I divided by delta L, which can be considered as K, which is K is what? Current density, ampere per meter, right? So this is surface current density. So this is how we are getting the relation that magnetic field tangential component are discontinuous at the surface, and they are basically equal to the surface current on the separating surface that is existing. So this is how we have found out tangential component of electric field as well as magnetic field. Now we will move to finding the relation between normal components of electric as well as magnetic field. Okay, so we have a surface z equal to 0 which is separating the two medium 1 and medium 2. Now we have electric field incident on this surface E1, which is going to become E2 in medium 2. So I have bifurcated the tangential component of electric field and electric field electric flux. So ET1 or EDT1, similarly EN1 or DN1, similarly here ET2 and DT2 and EN2 and DN2. Now what we will do is, we will try to find out a Gaussian surface over the surface, and we will see how it can be done. So suppose the Gaussian surface area we are considering as 1. So we know the Gauss relation, D dot ds is equal to enclosed charge, right? So we will try to find out what is D dot ds over this particular Gaussian surface that we have considered over the surface which is separating these two mediums. So let's consider top surface first. So in top what we are going to get? dN2 into A, right? This will be my D dot ds, like what is the total surface area and what is the electric flux. So electric flux will be in this direction only, dN2 direction. Similarly for bottom one, what will happen? Minus dN1 into A, because you can see that this was dN2 which is upward, this is dN1 which is upward, but we are going to see the downward bottom side, so it will be minus dN1. So that's how it has become minus dN1. Now total flux will be what? The sum of these two. So dN2 into A minus dN1 into A will be equal to total charge enclosed Q, right? Now if I do this, dN2 minus dN1 will be equal to Q enclosed by A, which is area. Now Q by A is surface charge density. So basically we are going to get the relation dN2 minus dN1 is equal to rho s, that is surface charge density. So as we can see, the normal component of electric flux, not electric field, electric flux is discontinuous at the surface which is separating the medium. So this is the relation that you have to understand. Now if the surface separating the medium is charge free, then it will become dN2 will be equal to dN1. That's how you get the relation, like when there is no charge, then dN2 will become dN1. So very easily you can understand E10 2 will be equal to E10 1 and dN2 will be equal to dN1. Similarly we can see for magnetic field. So magnetic field density we know What is the Gauss relation for magnetic field density from Maxwell's equation? B dot ds will be equal to 0. So same way we can tell that Bn2 minus Bn1 will be equal to 0. This is not a Q enclosed, so same way you will get Bn2 into A minus Bn1 into A equal to 0, and 0 by A will become 0. So basically you are going to get magnetic flux, that is Bn2 will be equal to Bn1. That is, normal component of magnetic field is continuous, right, at the surface separating the mediums. So you have to understand these four relations. Et1 will be equal, Et2 will be equal to Et1, Ht2 minus Ht1 will be equal to K, and Dn2 minus Dn1 is rho s, and Bn2 minus Bn1 is 0. So we will solve some gate questions that will make you understand this concept clearly. Alright, so we have a question that an electromagnetic wave enters from region x less than 0, which is having the properties sigma equal to 0, that is conductivity is 0, mu r is 3 and epsilon r is 4, and the electric field intensity is also given as 3ax plus 2ay plus 5az. Then we have to determine the electric field intensity in the region x greater than 0 now, alright, which is sigma equal to 0, mu r equal to 4 and epsilon r is equal to 8. We have to assume the interface x equal to 0 is source free, that is rho s is equal to 0. So what we can do, suppose this is the interface, that is x is equal to 0. So let's suppose x is greater than 0, x is less than 0. So this is my medium 1 where electric field E1 is there and it is going to E2, alright. So we have to find out E2. E1 is given as 3ax plus 2ay plus 5az. Now same way we will just use the relations. First let me write the values of epsilon and mu. So this is epsilon r1 is 4, mu r1 is 3, then here epsilon r2 is 8 and mu r2 is 4, alright. So as we know, the tangential component of electric fields are continuous, so we can write down directly E102, or we can write down directly E102 will be equal to E101. Now how to find E101? The total electric field is given as this. So can you tell me the tangential component of this? So since this is at the surface of x equal to 0, so yz component will be the tangential to this. Like you can draw a relation like this, x, y, z. So this is the surface that is separating it, right? So yz plane will be the tangential to this surface, understood? Like any point you take at that plane, there will be a yz plane, so that will be continuous, I mean tangential. So E101 will become how much? 2ay plus 5az. So this is equal to E102. Similarly, since the surface is charge free, that is source free, so what will become? Dn2 minus Dn1 is equal to rho s, we know, but rho s is going to be 0 because there is no source. So basically we are going to get normal component of D will be equal in both the medium. Alright, so from here we can write down epsilon r2 into Dn2 will be equal to epsilon r1 into Dn1. Sorry, En2 and En1. Why? Because we know D is equal to epsilon E, which will be epsilon naught into epsilon r into E, right? And both side epsilon naught will come, so those are getting cancelled right now. So this is how we are going to get En2 will be equal to epsilon r1 by epsilon r2 into En1. So that will give us epsilon r1 is how much? 4 by epsilon r2 is how much? 8 into En1. Now normal component of electric field in medium 1. So see, This was tangential component, this is normal component, right? So normal component will be the component on the x axis, like towards x axis. See, this is the plane that you are seeing, so normal to this will be towards x axis, so that is 3ax. So this is going to give me 4 1 ja 2, 4 4 2 ja 8, so this is 3 by 2 ax means 1.5 ax. So very simply we have found out all the components, like E10 we have found out, En2 we have found out, so E2 will become how much? Et2 plus En2, so that will become how much? Let me write down N2 first, so that x component will be written first. So it will become 1.5 ax plus 2ay plus 5az. So let me summarize the things that I have done, because this takes just a minute to solve this question. This becomes very, seems to be very big question, but it takes not less than not more than a minute to solve this. So you have to just understand what is the interface of the surface, okay, the medium which is being separated. So E1 is given as 3ax plus 2ay plus 5az. Alright, now medium 1 properties are given epsilon r1 and mu r1. Similarly E2 we have to find out. So what we will try to do is, we know the relation E10 will be equal to E10. So tangential component in electric medium 1 you can find out for electric field. So tangential component will be ay and az components, because ax is the surface which is separating the medium. So this is how I have written E10. Now the medium was, the surface which was separating it was source free. So this will become how much? dN2 will be equal to dN1. Now this electric flux are equal, so if I convert this to electric field, then epsilon will get multiplied, and this epsilon naught is getting multiplied both sides, so that got removed. So if only relative permittivities are there into the picture. So this is how En2 I have just simplified and found out 1.5 ax. So this is the thing that you have got it. Alright guys, so hope you have enjoyed this, you have understood. So there are many questions for this. We can solve a lot of questions, but no need to waste time. I just wanted you to give the concept. Let's move to one more question which is very good, and regarding that is magnetic field. Alright, so we have shown here, like we have two perfect dielectric shown below. So dielectric medium 2 and dielectric medium 1, and there is surface y is equal to 0 which is separating them. So we have to find out magnetic field intensity in medium 2. So magnetic field intensity in medium 1 is given as 5ax cap minus 2ay plus 3az, and the current density is given in ampere per meter, which is 0.5 ax cap, and the medium properties are given as mu r epsilon r and mu r epsilon r here 3 and 5, right? So what we will try to find out is, we know the relation, the normal component of Bn2 will be equal to Bn1, that is magnetic field is continuous, the normal components. So what will happen in that case? Mu naught mu r2 will into Hn2 will be equal to mu naught mu r1 into Hn1. Now from here Ht1 and Hn1 we will try to write. So what will be the tangential component of magnetic field intensity? So since it is on the surface y equal to 0, so x and z will be the tangential component. So this will become how much? 5ax cap plus 3az cap, and normal component will be minus 2ay cap. Understood? So this is how we have wrote the tangential as well as normal components. Now we will try to use this normal components. Mu r will get mu naught will get cancelled both side. So Hn2 will be equal to mu r1. So mu r1 was how much? 3 divided by mu r2 is how much? 6 into Hn1. Hn1 is minus 2 ay cap, which is going to give me 3 to the 6, so minus ay cap. So Hn2 we have found out as minus ay cap. Now we will try to find out the tangential component. So for tangential component we have the relation what? Ht2 minus Ht1 will be equal to what? K. So basically the K which is used as K cross An cap, that is normal component. So what will be the normal component here? We have K as 0.5 Ax cross what is the normal component? So normal component in medium 2 will be Ay. See, medium 2, what is the normal component? So this is K cross normal component in medium 2 will be Ay. So this will become Ay. So you know Ax, Y, Z. So Ax cross Ay will be Az. So 0.5 Az. And we know this Ht2 minus Ht1 we had already the values. What is the values? 5Ax plus 3Az. So this is going to give us Ht2 will be equal to you take out this direction everything. So we are going to get plus 5Ax cap and plus 3Az plus 3.5. So plus 3.5Az. Understood? So we are going to get plus 3.5Az. So as you can see, Hn2 is in terms of Ax and Az components. So that is also correct. So we have found out Ht2 as well as Hn2. So total H2 will be what? Ht2 plus Hn2, which can be written as 5Ax and minus Ay cap plus 3.5 Az cap. So this is how you find the relation for magnetic field in medium 2. So you don't have to do much work in this. Just see whether if the surface is having any current source. So current source is there. Then you try to find out what is the normal component towards the medium in which it is being asked. So being asked is Ay cap. So Ay cap I have taken out. So in this relation what we have done, Ht1, Hn1 we have found out separately from the surface, and then we have used the relation for boundary condition. We know normal component of magnetic field density is equal. So from this relation Hn2 we have found out as minus Ay cap. Similarly for tangential component of magnetic field intensity is discontinuous, which is equal to K cross the normal component, the normal vector on the surface. So normal vector on the surface An cap, how I found out that you understood just now, which is Ay direction, positive Ay direction. So Ax cross Ay will be Az. So Az we have got it. Now you just add these two. So this whole term will go this side and it is going to be plus 5Ax plus 3Az plus 3.5. So 3.5Az. So thus we can write down Hn2 plus Ht2, which will be equal to H2, medium 2 magnetic field intensity. So alright guys, hope you have enjoyed this session, and I have tried solving almost all the questions that comes to GATE. We will see more questions in our next tutorial that will be based on perfect conductor surfaces, or when the electric field or magnetic field enters into a conducting surfaces. Thank you.